interesting so far. Each time we've played this game, it's kind of mimicked the real life, and as the end results of the game have mimicked real life. Where, herbivores, they are constantly eating. For example, horses eat like 15 hours a day. So you can just imagine, mammoths and mastodons and sloths, they're all herbivores. So they're just eating constantly all day. Where prey animals, their life is very hard. They are not always successful in a hunt, and sometimes will end up scavenging. It's just a hard life to be a predator. So it's been interesting to see that our saber cat so far has never won one of the games. And that's pretty true to life because, like I said, it's hard for them to hunt and get food. When you think about, they're hunting a mammoth. I mean, mammoths are huge. The most they can hope for is maybe a baby mammoth or, one that has died, and they can scavenge it. But of course, the herd is going to protect baby mammoth. So they don't have, too much there to look forward to. And of course, sloths, they have, huge muscles, huge claws, and are most likely very successful at defending themselves. So saber cat seems to just kind of be getting by. So when visitors are coming into the game, you just welcome them to the game, and they will have in their program, they'll have some instructions about the game. So you can just reference this to them in their program and ask them if they'd like to play. And they can choose to be a saber cat, a mammoth, or a sloth. And they will receive a headband of a saber cat, a mammoth, or a sloth, so the other players in the game will know what animal they are portraying. And then they'll go to the starting points that we showed you in the video. You'll just kind of step off to the side, and there will be a table where the poker chips will be. Those will be the food points that you'll be giving out. So as people roll the die and as they land on those food squares, you'll just see, okay, they landed on a 1 point food square. So you would just go and put a food point in their basket, and then just kind of keep track of and kind of moderate, if the saber cat attacks someone, how many food points, if they're successful, they would get from the player they attacked. The mammoth, you just pay attention to if they decide to have their herd help them and just kind of help with giving them the food points that they need and things like that. And once a square with the food point has been eaten, then you put a black poker chip on there so everybody can keep track of that square has been eaten. So if someone lands on it, it's okay, but they don't get any food. The food is gone, it's been eaten.
And the game is over?
The game is over when all of the food squares have a black poker chip on them, when all the food has been eaten. And then the players count up their food chips, and whoever has the most food is the winner.
But basically what this is you are a different sort of Pleistocene animal looking for food. You're going to roll the die. That will allow you to move that many spaces. It's not necessarily linear, so you could go diagonal, you could go up and down, back and forth, that doesn't matter. And it could be 4 saber cats, it could be 4 sloths, it could be 2 sloths and 2 saber cats, it could be 3 mammoths and a sloth. It doesn't really matter. It's more fun if there's a good variety, but it doesn't have to be that way.
You can either roll your die and move to a square that has food, or if you are within 2 squares of a mammoth, a sloth, or another saber cat, you can choose to attack them. So you'd roll your die, and if you get an even number, you get food points from whichever animal you attacked. If you get an odd number, your attack was unsuccessful and you get nothing. And that completes your turn. Okay, so I'm the mammoth. So if I land on a space where the food has already been eaten, I can ask my herd to help me find food. So I can roll the dice. So if you roll an even number, you will get 3 food points. If you roll an odd number, your herd was unable to help you and you get no food points.
And so you can either use your ability.
Right, or you can move. The choice is yours.
I'm a ground sloth, and my ability is that if one of the other animals moves within 2 spaces of me, I can try and defend myself. So if I roll an even number, I defend myself and the other animal loses a piece of food. And then if I roll an odd number, I'm injured and I lose a piece of food. So.
It does also work on other sloths.
Good to know.
Every ability works. The saber cat's ability works with the other saber cats. The sloths works with the other sloths. It's just by the nature of the mammoth's ability it's not combative. So there's no point in. It's not waging something against something else. It's just trying to find extra food.
Whatever animal they chose to be, because this way the other animals can see what you are. They'll get a basket with a die in it, and then the basket will also hold your food points as you get them. Okay. And I put my instructions in there too, so I can refer to it easily. Okay. So I'm a mammoth. And 4. So 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. No food.
5.
That's what I would do.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3,
4, 5.
Alrighty, that is 4, isn't it?
Yep, 4 food points.
So we're gonna grab a black or chip. 4 green.
Yes, sir.
I prefer to just dump them in myself because that minimizes
Contact.
hand-to-hand contact. Yeah.
That's good.
4.
I do remember Angela made this mistake. You can go diagonal.
1.
2, 3, 4.
Alrighty.
Okay.
At this point, my sloths should remember that if somebody comes within 2 spaces, you can try to defend yourself.
And I've got to get away because the saber cat is within 2
Yes.
spaces of me. I can go diagonally, you said,
Yes.
right? Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, I think.
3.
Yeah.
And now, Mammoth, remember that you are on an eaten food space.
Yes.
So you can use your ability next round.
Can I use my ability now?
Yes.
If he's within 2 spaces?
Exactly.
Okay, so I'm gonna defend myself from you.
And that isn't even, so that is.
I
Mammoth
lose.
loses 1.
I lose 1.
To her, just to the bank.
To the bank. Okay.
You can move diagonally.
You can move diagonal. You can move back and forth.
That's what I was.
Well, I mean, I could use my ability.
That is up to.
I'm going to try to get away from this cat. So. 2. Oh, 1, 2.
Yes, and that is just out of the cat's range.
Yes. Now I know why prey animals have a body. Too close.
Alright. Great.
And that is how many?
2. But I'm in danger.
We're both in danger. Can't get away.
Can I use my ability?
Yes. You're risking your turn to roll the die. You're trying to get an even number. If so, you steal, I think it's 2 of her food points.
So.
Just roll the die.
Okay.
And that is, nope, you've lost your turn.
Darn. Silly.
getting closer to the end game. We've only got a few food spaces left.
Alright. 1. I get 1 food point.
I think I might use my ability, because I haven't used it yet.
That works. Roll the die.
I did.
Oh, it was a 2, so
2.
yeah.
So,
You get 2 of your. Still no.
1. I'll get, oh, I get my food back. Well, at least one of them.
At this point, it's good to keep track of where the highest spots are. Plus, it's getting close to the end. Alright.
Danger zone.
It's good, you just have to step on
3 point there and a 1 point over there is all that's left.
You can do it.
it. 4 steps.
Can I do like a 1?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not linear.
You can go on them if they've got a thing on it too. There's just no food.
And back to, and that also puts you in range of. So that's 3, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now remember, you can defend yourself at this point.
Why not? Sure. Okay.
Claw beats tooth.
Alright.
And you would lose 1 point for that.
Which color you want?
Doesn't matter.
Is that good? So, since all the food is so far away from me now,
And the only one is a 1 over there, so your best bet is to.
I'm gonna use my ability.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call on my herd to help me find food, so.
And that is just to try and get an even number. Which is, oh,
Hey!
2.
So I
That's
got-
3.
Yay!
Alright.
Alright.
At this point, trying to get as close to that food, as far away from the saber cat as possible. That's, late game is where a couple of the abilities get really fun.
What?
Go dive into the other food.
I will allow
Over
it.
there, 1,
Go
2.
to the other food.
There you
Alright,
go.
and that ends the game.
Because now you're out of food.
So at this point, everybody counts up.
10.
I have 7.